Hey, welcome. So I wanted to introduce you to my real tiny plants. These are my air plants. And I have here a guide that explains who they are and also how to care for them. It's kind of on an angle, but let me see if I can, like so. I'm not going to even try to say what they are because I may not do them justice. Like the medusae, that's okay. Butzii, I guess. Ionantha, scaposa. Brachycaulos. And baileyi. So that's about the best I'm going to do. And this explains the species that I currently own, and most of them were born at home. Very few of them were purchased, and the ones that I did purchase reproduced like crazy. So here they are. This is my most popular, or should I say most populous group, which I have many and varying sizes. In fact, I have a lot of these guys. Oops. And that's the Ionantha. So the one with the purple flower. And I've been fortunate enough to have several of these bloom flowers. Once they bloom a flower, then they start to reproduce. And it's really spectacular, this process. I don't obviously have any blooming right now, but I'll take video when they do. So this is probably my, this is my Tillandsia Ionantha scaposa grouping. And most of these guys were born at home. Just put them there. My next largest group is the medusae, which I have quite a few, and this is, I gotta get rid of these guys to the side here. This is my biggest here. And this one was the first that bloomed at home, pupped at home. The host has recently passed away, but I had that host for 5-6 years. So I will put more of them together. And when they're young, they look like this. Little. And then I've got some sort of bigger ones. Yeah, not quite a few of these guys actually. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they're as many as the other group. Some of these are juveniles, and they're now just growing up into like this size of plant. So maybe this is my bigger group. I also have some twins of this group. There's one. There's another. So you can see that I've got 2 plants growing here, and I won't separate them yet, but soon. And here we have some of our pups. This one's pretty small as a plant, so I think pretty soon I'm going to separate it. You can see that this plant is starting to turn color, so it's struggling a little. The life force gets sucked out of it by the pup, so you can see the plant is going in that direction. So I'll probably separate it. And this one too is probably ready to come off. So actually I'm just gonna, there we go. So it's now separated, it goes in this pile here. And now this can produce another up to 5, maybe even more. I've had some plants produce over 5 plants over years. So that one's free of being strained of a pup. Put that over here. This one, I should probably separate it just because this plant is struggling. They say to separate it at 1/3 of the size. So there's that. And it will go sit in a little aquarium where it's all nursed. And it's very cute. So there. Save this plant from dying, hopefully. And then the last 2 that we have on the list is Tillandsia baileyi. And then we have Tillandsia butzii. So they look really similar, but you can see by the base how they're different. So you can see that this one, let's turn it this way, has that sort of patterned look to it. I don't know if you can see that. We have a dark overcast day, so there. And then it's a little more spindly. This one is a little more prickly and one solid base color. And so I suspect it's this one down here. I got both of these in the mail because I've not seen them in my local plant store. And they actually arrived in a bubble envelope and did very well. No issues. So there is an introduction to my Tillandsia air plants. And you know, most of them are not in frames, so I'll just put my sheet over here. Yeah, so generally you want to keep them out of direct sunlight, but where there's a lot of light sort of flooding the area. If you give them too much direct sunlight, they will burn, die, they won't be happy. So you just want to make sure that they're getting lots of indirect, a little bit of sunlight's okay, but not like all day long, like some plants. I like to put them in groupings. I mean, I don't know if it matters, but I like to think that they're keeping each other company. And the other thing is you got to keep them pretty hydrated, but once a week. I'm using my iPhone to remote view this. I soak them for 12-ish hours in filtered water. We have a Santivia water jug, so I use filtered water only, and once in a while I will give them some fertilizer, but not too much, but doesn't really need it that often. So yeah, and they pretty much just are self-caring. Once you keep the water and the light right, they will be happy and they will flourish and populate and provide you with a lot of surprises. So anyways, thanks for checking out my real tiny plants collection, and I hope you enjoyed this.